Very warm welcome to all of you. We are here to celebrate the 47th annual session of Federation of Indian Mineral Industries, and we are pleased to have the Minister of Mines, Government of India, Shri H C Patel amongst us, along with the Secretary Mines and all the captains of industry. On your behalf and on the behalf of the FIMI, I welcome you all. At the outset, I will request the Secretary General, Shri R.K. Sharma, to present bouquets to all the dignitaries sitting on the dais. H C Patel. Secretary Mines, Shri R.H. Patel. To the President FIMI, Mr. H C Daga. To the Senior Vice President FIMI, Shri Prasanna Poddar. To the Vice President, Mr. Noor Ahmed. Thank you very much, sir. I will now request President FIMI to present and give his welcome and presidential address. Shri H C Daga.
Honorable Shri Patel, Union Minister of Mines, Honorable Shri R.K. Khwaja, Secretary Mines, Government of India, Shri Ramdas Ji Agarwal, the former MP, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, fellow delegates, my colleagues on the dais, friends from media. It is my pleasure and proud privilege to welcome you all to the 47th annual session of our Federation. We are honored to have amongst us Honorable Minister of Mines, Shri H C Patel, to grace our function despite his busy schedule. Annual sessions such as this provides us an opportunity to place before the government the industry's viewpoint and issues on which various aspects related to mining and expect to hear the government's response thereon. Sir, your presence is therefore very keenly looked forward by every member of our Federation. The economic growth of the country continues to be in never so great a scenario. GDP growth has slipped to 5% in 2012-13, the lowest in last 10 years. This has created an environment of gloom or pessimism among the industry as well as common man all over the country. Even in the first quarter of current financial year, there is no sign of improvement. The production of mining, coal and manufacturing sectors for the month of May 2013 declined by 5.7%, 3.3% and 1.6% respectively as compared to the May 2012. The lack of policy initiative and timely corrective measures have brought the economy to this stage. The mining sector, fundamental to the development of the infrastructure and manufacturing sector, can bring about a sea change in the economic growth because of its widest spread. It is therefore necessary to take a view as to how and in what way the country's natural resources can be developed to the optimum level for the growth of national economy. We all know that the current account deficit and the inflation have been the main reasons for the slow economic growth in the year 2012-13. The current account deficit continues to be high and has worsened over the year mainly because of the over dependence on imports and less exports, causing the huge trade deficit. The exports of iron ore and the other minerals have declined, has become one of the major foreign exchange earners till the 2011-12. In fact, India had earned the foreign exchange to the tune of $26.7 billion in 3 years, that is 2009-10 to the 2011-12, from the export of iron ore. Declining exports have resulted in cumulative foreign exchange opportunity loss of $17.5 billion between 2010-11 and 12. The forex loss has further widened India's trade gap with the China. While export of all commodities during the 2012-13 shrank by 1.8%, the exports of ore and minerals shrank by 34%. In fact, the shrinkage in the ore and mineral exports amounted to $2.8 billion, which is more than 50% of the shrinkage in exports of all commodities at $5.5 billion. Mining industry is cyclical in nature, experiencing alternate boom and bust cycles. If we look at demand and the prices before the 2002, the iron ore industry was in a very bad state. It was only after demand from the China started picking up since 2004 that the prices and the demand went up. Now even China has started showing sign of sluggishness, and thus the prices of all commodities have started coming down. Exports of iron ore from India have virtually dried up. Increase in export duty coupled with the increase in the railway freight for the export has adversely affected iron ore industry. In December 2009, the export duty was 5% on fines and 15% on the lumps, when the export of iron ore was 117 million tons. Owing to the pressure of steel lobby, the export duty was made uniform 20% in March 2011 and then raised to the 30% from the 30th December 2011. As a result, the export of iron ore has declined to nearly 18 million tons. That is a decline of 100 million tons in 2012-13. The higher export duty coupled with the 3.6 times higher export railway freight compared to domestic freight has badly affected all the stakeholders, particularly iron ore industry in the country. Before March 2011, iron ore prices were falling in the world market. After the imposition of the export duty in March and subsequently in December 2011, exports from India became unviable with the withdrawal of about 100 million tons from the world market. The iron ore prices, which were on declining trade, suddenly firmed up, which only benefited the private companies abroad at the cost of India and the Indian exporters. Consequently, The production of iron ore has drastically reduced from the 218 million tons in 2009-10 to the 167 million tons in 2011-12. In 2012-13, the estimated production is only 140 million tons. Due to non-evacuation of fines from the mines, the production of lumps got affected, creating shortage in the domestic market. As a result, iron ore in the form of pellets and lumps is being imported. In 2012-13, India has imported about 3 million tons of lumps and pellets. Imports during the current financial year are expected to the range between the 20 to 24 million tons, a strange scenario in a country having huge resources and the surplus production capacity. The consequences of loss of production and drying up of exports are economic activities in the mining areas have come to a grinding halt. Loss of revenue to the center as well as the state. Investment in exploration and mining activities has dried up. Induction of new mining technology has been stopped. There is a job loss of about 1 million people, direct and indirect. There is a problem of law and order and disturbance in social fabric. Similar situation prevails throughout the country for the other minerals also. Aluminium industry, which has an enormous potential to create jobs, provide value addition and earn the precious foreign exchange by exporting alumina and the aluminium and other downstream value-added products, is unfortunately doing reverse, import of bauxite and alumina, and thereby sitting on the brink of unviability just because India, while sitting on huge resources, has been unable to open a single greenfield mine in the last 20 years. There has been practically no exploration for the copper in last few decades due to the efforts of the state governments in granting the RPs and PLs. On the other hand, Hindustan Copper sits on huge reserves without moving forward to exploit the same to reduce the foreign exchange output. In Deepak Kumar versus the state of Haryana case, the Honorable Supreme Court on 27 February 2012 ordered all leases of minor minerals of less than 5 hectares in size to obtain environmental clearance from the MOEF till the state governments amend their minor mineral concession rules to incorporate the requirements of scientific mining and the environmental protection. While Government of Rajasthan has amended their minor mineral concession rules last year itself and did not allow any mine to close down, whereas in the most of other states, thousands of mines have closed down, affecting the livelihood of millions and the survival of user industries like infrastructure, constructions, etc. Some states like Madhya Pradesh have closed down even major mineral leases of less than 5 hectares, although the Supreme Court order does not apply to these leases. While FIMI has repeatedly requested the Ministry of Environment and Forest to notify a simpler procedure for grant of environmental clearance to such small leases by declaring them as D2 category projects under the EIA notification 2006. They have recently declared so only for the mining of brick earth and the ordinary earth. We request your intervention, sir, both with MOEF and with the state governments to facilitate quick reopening of all these mines to restore lost livelihood and to revive the economy. Sir, mining is the only activity with the widest spread to bring about economic prosperity in far-flung tribal and backward areas. The mining industry provides opportunity in terms of the employment, economic benefit,